Hello guys and welcome back to episode 3 of our EAFC 25 career mode. We're returning today off the back of closing out the summer transfer window in the previous episode. We also made it through to the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, and now outside of the window we're going to crack on with some more games today. I'm still on the 10-hour free trial, so I'm thinking of playing maybe 5 or 6 games today, keeping the episode quite sort of short until I get the full version of the game. You'll be seeing here we do start off the episode by seeing that we won the first youth tournament of the save, so hopefully we'll see some nice development on our youth players. But jumping straight into our first game of the episode, could be a bit of a relegation 6-pointer come the end of the season as we host Ipswich Town at St Mary's. This game has just been played Saturday. As I'm recording this on Saturday night, it was played earlier on today. Ipswich scored a late equaliser through Sam Morsey, so Southampton was so close to picking up their first win of the season. For us, we of course did that in the previous episode. We've got 2 victories on the board and we're looking to make it 3 here with another 3 points. Come on, you Saints. I do think I mentioned it in the very first episode of the save. Ipswich are probably the most desirable team to use in the top flight this year. They're the massive underdogs to stay in the top flight. So, yeah, I think a lot of people will be using them this season. But for us, we've gone something slightly different like we did last year using the Blades and going ahead and using the Saints here. And we've done okay in our opening few fixtures. And this is one that we should be targeting another 3 points. Ipswich yet to get off the mark in the Premier League. And Ben Brereton Diaz, who did so against Brentford, gets his second of the season and opens a scoring here. But I have to say, I think the keeper should have done better. As we see the strike come in on the weaker left foot, yeah, he's got to do better there. It's been a good opening half an hour here, and Ipswich are yet to really threaten us. Here comes Ogbene down the right. Played inside. Oh, it's a great ball. What a save, Aaron Ramsdale. Ogbene down the right hand side into Taylor, back to Chidozie Ogbene. Walker Peters with him. It's Simodics into Al Hamadi, and that's the second time that Aaron Ramsdale's denied him there. I think that one might have been going over, but Ramsdale was not to know. Corner swung into the middle and Aaron Ramsdale is there again. Taylor does well, can't win the second ball, and now Buadu looking to take on Stevens. He's beaten him and the strike comes in, and I think it's going to be a penalty. And that's a frustrating one. Second penalty we've given away this season, but I was trying to, you'll see it on the replay, I was trying to slide in to make the block. I think he got a block in, but he absolutely cleans out Al Hamadi. Buadu from the spot sends Ramsdale the wrong way. And Ipswich are back on level terms. 1-1 as we were in real life. Well, there is the whistle at St Mary's, and it does finish all square. Same scoreline as we saw in the real-life fixture, and it was quite cagey after Ipswich got that equalising goal. Neither team wanted to risk losing and throwing away the point that they had, so both kind of settled for the 1-1 scoreline. I'll take it, to be fair. I do think Ipswich are of course, going to be down at the bottom towards the end of the season, but any point on the board is a decent point, and you've got to give them credit for fighting back after that early goal from Brereton Diaz. Well, before heading into this next clash here, another big game against one of the sides struggling to kick off the campaign. Bournemouth, just 4 points on the board for them. We didn't get a chance to check who it is we'll face in the Carabao Cup, so in the 4th round, Southampton are, well, once again, it's an EFL side. This time it is Watford of the Championship. I believe that fixture will come in the month of October. A couple of tough games in the month of October with Arsenal and Manchester City to come. So, yeah, could be a tricky couple of weeks for the Saints. But we'll jump into our next game here. It is Bournemouth on the South Coast. Bit of a South Coast derby, this one. And certainly the sort of game we should be targeting all at 3 points. So see if we can get it. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, we do have some tough games coming up, as I say. Arsenal and Manchester City, which will both come later on today. So these are the sorts of games that we need to make sure we're getting at least a point out of. because, you know, a couple of bad results. I'm not expecting us to get anything against Man City or Arsenal. Is that going to be a red? Is he going to send him off? Oh my goodness, he sent him off. Well, that is the worst possible start. Sugawara dives in. I mean, he is high. It is a pretty nasty challenge from the fullback. You can see the reaction of my manager there, not happy, getting told to calm down by the fourth official, but the worst possible start here. Sugawara sent for an early bath, and we're going to have to play pretty much 80 minutes here with just 10 men. This is going to be a big task, and if we can claim even just a point out of this, it'd be a great result. Well, second half just getting underway here at the Vitality, and so far we've defended really well, considering we've got the man disadvantage. We've kept Bournemouth quiet. There's not really been any chances whatsoever. I am expecting them to come out in this second half and give it a real go, as Evan Nilsson opens the scoring. Is it Evan Nilsson? I'm not actually too sure. No, it's Jonas Wind. New signing in this career mode, and well, I said I expected them to come out and give it a real go, and Iraola's side taking the lead just 5 minutes after the restart. Oh, Walker-Peters has done well there. Bournemouth trying to overcomplicate things. There's Flynn Downs on the edge. Oh, what a strike! Flynn Downs with his first goal of the season, and what a time to get it. Bournemouth had just got their goal, and they're sleeping at the back. Smith gave the ball away, and it's a fantastic strike by the former Hammer into that top corner. And Southampton, despite being down to 10 men, are back level. Oh, Bournemouth looking to win this late. Ouattara off the bench skips away from Walker-Peters. And Ouattara looks to get past Bednarek, but that's really solid defending by the pole. And we've defended really well today. Crosses swung in. Vind on the spin. And Taylor can't get up, but that will be Ramsdale's. And that is a very credible point away at the Vitality on the road. It is back-to-back 1-1 draws in the Premier League, and I think draws are subjective. At this stage of an RTG, you kind of take any point you can get. 3 points are, of course, massive, but a point on the road against a team that will probably be a relegation rival with 10 men is a pretty hard-fought point from behind as well, and fighting back to claim a point. Well, before jumping into our next game, it is undefeated Arsenal. Before we do jump into this game, though, it's that time once again. I love it every time it comes around. We've got our next batch of scouting from Scotland, England and Cyprus. Let's see if we found any more gems. Well, I tell you what, we got a couple of goalkeepers here that look very good. Shane Malcolm, 77 to 94 potential. And he's only 14 years of age. He's obviously got a long way to go. Another player with the diving stat that's just really low. But Douglas Anderson also looks pretty decent, 14 years of age, already 6'4" as well. And Oliver Smith, another one who could be pretty decent. So we are starting to find some good Scottish keepers. Well, at the moment from England, nobody else making the cut. I will continue scouting Hugh Sharp, but the potential range at the moment is so large, it's difficult to know where he's currently at. Well, as for Cyprus, we've got some pretty decent looking players. I don't think Matthias is going to make it anymore with the low potential, so I'm actually going to turn him away. But Makarios Papa looks pretty decent, 71 to 91 potential. We've got Harris here, 13 years of age, 79 to 94 potential. Looks pretty decent as well as a centre-back. And Samaras, similarly to the fella from England, quite a big potential range. But the base stats look like they could be decent. So this is how the actual youth squad looks. I do still think Connor Cox is my favourite in the academy. The physical stats are absolutely fantastic already. The finishing is actually not too bad. So he is sort of getting there. The overall is really low. But yeah, maybe we'll look to loan him out as he is now 16. We've got Hodgson, who looks pretty decent as well, 79 to 94 potential. Patrick Marshall, he's the Scottish keeper. He's got a long way to go as he's only 41 overall. We've got a couple of higher rated players here. but the potentials aren't quite as good, so I will probably look to release these guys at some point. Right then, we will jump into our next game. It is, of course, unbeaten Arsenal, who are right at the top of the table. Our second clash against one of the traditional top 6, and we got absolutely blown away by Manchester United in the previous episode. So I am expecting a similar result here away at the Emirates. No Sugawara for this one as well. So yeah, I'm expecting a real test. Let's see how we get on. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I think the main thing for me today in this fixture is just keeping Arsenal out for as long as we can. I'm going to try and slow things down. And when we do get the ball, just try and hold on to it. Because, as I say, if Arsenal get an early goal, the floodgates are going to open. If we can keep them out for a reasonable amount of time, then they will potentially start to get frustrated and try and force things. So, yeah, for me, it's just about trying to hold out for as long as we can, even at 0-0. And if it means grinding out the 0-0 draw, then I'm absolutely fine with that. But I just need to make sure we don't concede an early goal. Well, we've made it through the first half an hour, and we've done a decent job. But as Kiwior wins that back, Martinelli finds Rabiot. Now, Guimaraes into Ødegaard. Space that wide for Bradley. And Havertz looks to release Bukayo Saka. Oh, how have we not won the ball there? Saka lets fly. And Aaron Ramsdale, first real save that he's had to make today. And it's a pretty comfortable one. One for the cameras, that. Given away. And Downs releases Armstrong. And Adam Armstrong, big save by, I think it's Neto in the Arsenal goal. And that's the biggest opportunity of the game, and it's come to the away side. I don't think many would have expected that. And we've done a really good job of just containing Arsenal in this first half. Nicked the ball high up the pitch and nearly had the chance. And now Ødegaard down the other end. That's a fantastic piece of defending. Leslie does well, and anywhere will do for Shirkin. Havertz on the turn finds Martinelli. What a ball, looking for Bukayo Saka, and that is a big save by Aaron Ramsdale. We saw Neto forced into a save in the first half, but that one arguably even better from Ramsdale. Great effort from Saka as the ball came over his shoulder. As again, Aaron Ramsdale parries that away from the goal. And Arsenal now starting to apply a bit of pressure on us. Havertz, lovely ball into Ødegaard in this right channel. Saka's with him. Saka back to the captain, and Saka has it back. Oh, it's a wonderful Arsenal goal, and we kept them out for 75 minutes, but an absolute wonder strike from the Englishman gives Arsenal the lead. And to be honest, we've not really tested them too much. It's going to be a big uphill task to try and get back into this from here. I want to see this again, because that is an absolute wonder goal from Bukayo Saka. No chance for Aaron Ramsdale against his former team. And despite defending well for 75 minutes, Arsenal finally have the breakthrough. Well, there is the whistle, and we did defend well for 75 minutes, but Bukayo Saka's strike is enough to claim the victory for the Gunners. They remain unbeaten to kick off the campaign, and they look like they're going to be in the title race with Man City and Liverpool this season. Fantastic strike from that man to give them all 3 points, as we really did dig in and defend well for 75 minutes. Just that one moment of brilliance from Bukayo Saka, and Arsenal take all 3 points. Well, jumping into our next game here after the international break, it is no wins in our last 4 in the Premier League, so a great opportunity to get back on the winning wagon here as we face rock bottom Leicester City. No wins on the board, and just 2 points from their opening 7 games. This is sandwiched in between that clash against Arsenal and Manchester City, so a real opportunity to get 3 points on the board, as some of the other sides are starting to climb the table now. Big clash here at St Mary's. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, this has been another game, I won't lie, where the quality has not really shone through. And I'll be honest, I think part of it, for me at least, is with the formation. With this 5-back, I'm not getting the most out of the wing-backs, and I'm trying to force everything through the centre of the pitch where it's quite congested. So the ball goes up to Diaz and Armstrong and Lallana, and they're trying to play the passes and break through the lines, but I've not really got any options out wide. So yeah, at the moment I'm really struggling with the formation, so I might potentially look to change in game and potentially over the next couple of weeks to a 4-back formation that I'm a little bit more familiar with, like a 4-2-3-1, and see if that brings us any more joy as Ramsdale makes the first real save of the game and turns that away for the corner. Well, that is going to do it here at St Mary's. It's our first 0-0 draw of the season, but it is 3 draws in our last 4 games, and we're just sort of stumbling at the moment. We started the season really well, but just struggling to get a win on the board, and with Manchester City to come next, I'm not expecting it to come there. And this was the game I was looking at and targeting all 3 points. As I say, just really struggling to put the ball in the net and get on a winning run. 0-0 here in an absolute dire game on the South Coast. Well, jumping into our next game here, it is the champions Manchester City. Both they, Arsenal and Liverpool, all have an identical record at the top of the table. We're now looking over our shoulder, but thankfully the teams below us don't seem to be picking up too many points. I'm expecting to take a bit of a beating here away at the Etihad, so let's just see, as we did against Arsenal, how long we can hold out against the champions. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm expecting a tougher test here than we saw against Arsenal. Man City on their day are just a different animal. And with Erling Haaland up top, Phil Foden in the team, I'm expecting some goals. There is Erling Haaland, and it didn't take long. Just 5 minutes in. Well, we know how often he's been scoring in the Premier League this season in real life. He's just been scoring for fun, and in this save, he's off the mark here just 5 minutes in. Is it going to be another Premier League hat-trick for the Norwegian tank? Bardiol into Grealish, and now Erling Haaland again running at me, terrorising me. Rico Lewis has it. That's a heavy touch, but he gets away, and that's going to be a free kick for City. Very dangerous position here. De Bruyne's over it. De Bruyne, it's wonderful. We know he's got it in his locker. And, well, the only way we could stop them from open play was to foul them. And De Bruyne says, all right, absolutely fine with me, and just sticks the free kick into the back of the net. City lead by 2, and as expected, this could end up becoming a bit of a drubbing here at the Etihad. Taylor comes across, the former City man. Haaland spins, and Ramsdale with a bit of an unorthodox save, but he does get a palm on it. Rico Lewis now has it. That's nice feet, and the pass just has too much on it for Foden. End of the first half here. Man City lead by 2. It's been complete dominance, and I'm just worried about how many they're going to get today. Well, full time here at the Etihad, and it was damage limitation in the second half. City didn't get any more. It was 0-0 in the second period, so at least we did manage to keep them out. But yeah, I'm just really not getting on with this formation at the moment. The 5-back, it just doesn't really seem to be working for me. So definitely think I will potentially look at changing. But a comfortable win for Man City. They were completely dominant. And I'm just glad that we didn't take an absolute thrashing here. Well, I tell you what, guys, after a pretty poor run of form, we'll close out the episode with the 4th round of the Carabao Cup here. We, of course, got through the previous round, beating Charlton Athletic in that crazy penalty shootout, 9-8 in the end. I'm hoping for a slightly easier progression to the 5th round, and we definitely need to get back to winning ways, taking on the Hornets at Vicarage Road. Come on, you Saints. So I am sticking with the 5-back for this one here against the Hornets, but I do definitely think we might look at creating a new tactic at the beginning of the next episode. I'm just really struggling with having no width, and the fullbacks just don't seem to be providing anything for me, so they're just completely pointless. I'd rather have like some natural wingers out there, and we've got players who can play on the wings in the squad, and we're not really being able to get the most out of them. Bree forward to Fernandez, now Onuachu, and Bree once again. Go on, get round me. See, I've got no width whatsoever. Smallbone hangs the cross into the middle. Fernandez is there. Armstrong attacks it and Fernandez stays down, and that's the last thing we need, is another player going down. We lost Armel Bella-Kotchap right at the beginning of the season, and now Mateus Fernandez staying down. Looks like he could be on the sidelines for a reasonable amount of time as well, and I quite like him. I think he's a good young player, and he is sort of my long-term replacement for Adam Lallana, but he is now going to be forced off the pitch, and that really is the last thing we needed. Free kick here. Cornet takes it quickly. Stewart into Adam Armstrong. Flag stayed down, and he couldn't finish, and we just cannot buy a win at the moment. Really, really poor game, and I am really struggling, especially going forward. My defence has been okay, but just not scoring enough goals. I do think a change of system is needed. I've tried to stick with the 5-back, but it's just not working. And for the second round in a row, we're heading for a penalty shootout. Yeah, we won the last one, but I'm not feeling particularly confident about this, although Bazunu does make the stop. And Ross Stewart, first up for us, sends the keeper the wrong way and does give us the advantage. Ince is second up for Watford, and he does send Bazunu the wrong way. Adam Armstrong for the Saints. Going to the same corner, but this time he's denied. Deli Bashiru sends Gavin the wrong way, and Watford all of a sudden have the advantage back. Smallbone this time does send the keeper the wrong way, and we're all tied at 2 apiece after 3. Sissoko's denied by Gavin, though. That's a great stop, as Cornet... Oh, that's poor. It's a good stop, but it's a poor pen. Kayembe sends Gavin the wrong way, and now we must score to progress. Ilya Gruev scored in the previous round. Gruev denied, and the Saints are out of the Carabao Cup. I'm not going to be losing any sleep over it. I always said I was going to be rotating my side the whole time we were in the competition. But Watford progress on the shootout, and the Saints are out and in a pretty torrid run of form. Well, guys, I think that is where we will end it for today, as we see Fernandez go down with a 2-month injury, so he will join Bella-Kotchap in the treatment room. For Southampton, a really tricky run of form out of the Carabao Cup, and no wins in, I think it's now 6 games in all competitions. There is a little bit of a gap to the relegation zone, with Ipswich, Crystal Palace and Leicester all really struggling to kick off the campaign. But we are certainly looking over our shoulders at the teams below us, especially on this torrid run of form. I definitely think in the next episode I'm going to try setting up a new tactic, a new formation, and just trying to change things up, because it's really not been working for me with this 5-back system. So I'll catch you for that very soon, guys. We will continue in the next episode as we head into the month of November, getting into the busy Christmas period where Southampton really need to go on a good run of form. I'll catch you for it very soon, guys. Take care and peace.